Do you feel like you're behind in life? I don't know. For a long time I've had this feeling like there's this future version of myself I can see so clearly. She's exactly the artist I want to be. She's free, she's creating all the time, and she's making the paintings that I dream about. And even though I can see her so clearly, she still feels unattainable somehow. Like, no matter what I do, the distance between us just never seems to close. And even though my life is really good, this feeling that I'm behind in life can be hard to ignore sometimes. I've been thinking about why I feel like this. And I think it's because when you have big dreams that really matter to you, it can be very beautiful, but it can also make your present feel small in comparison. Like everything right now is just something you have to get through. Like the present is just a waiting room. And waiting rooms are boring, like you're just sitting there waiting for something to happen. I started reading about this because I was having one of those days where everything felt impossible and the dream just felt so far away that I couldn't even see the point anymore. And I just wanted to understand why I felt like that. And I came across this psychological theory by Carl Rogers, which he called the ideal self versus the real self. The ideal self is the version of you that you want to be, and the real self is who you are right now. And he found out something really interesting. He figured out that the bigger the gap is between your ideal self and your real self, the more you start to feel like you're not good enough or like you're behind in life. Because you're constantly aware of the gap between where you are and where you think you should be. And when I'm stuck in this gap of constantly comparing myself to a version of me that doesn't exist yet, my brain starts telling me things like I'm not doing enough, or I'm not there yet, or even maybe I'm just not that person and I never will be. But I know deep in my soul that none of that is true. It's just a trap.
It's a trap!
I started calling it the future self trap. It's this space where you're so focused on the artist you want to be that you forget to appreciate the artist that you already are. I started wondering if this is why it can be so hard to stay motivated sometimes. Because when I'm stuck in this mindset, nothing I do ever feels like it's enough. I can finish a painting and even when I'm really happy with it, my brain immediately goes to what I could have done better or what's next. And after a while, these thoughts start to suck the joy out of making art. Because instead of creating because you love creating, you start creating to catch up, to close that gap, to become that version of yourself faster. But the thing is, that gap will never close while you're stuck in this mindset. So it all starts feeling frustrating, heavy, and kind of pointless sometimes. I think I get so focused on where I'm trying to go that I completely forget that I'm already on my way there. I forget to be present, I become impatient, and I start talking to myself in a way I would never talk to anyone else. And something happened to me the other day that made this so clear for me. I had just finished a portrait I was really happy with, and instead of sitting with it for a moment, I was already thinking about the next one. So I didn't wait and I turned the page and I started preparing the other side with gesso. Even though I knew it wasn't dry yet, I knew it. I told myself it would be fine, but when I turned my page back, the whole painting was ruined. And I was so frustrated. I wasn't even upset about the painting. I knew I could just paint it again. But I was more upset because I recognized this immediately. It's something I do all the time. I just move past moments. I don't sit with them enough. I just don't celebrate my wins enough. I'm constantly thinking about, okay, what's next? What's next? And if you're anything like me, you probably see this impatience as something that's wrong with you. But I also don't think that it is. I think it just feels like this because you care so much. And it's okay to feel like that, but it's important to be aware of it because this impatience can totally steal the joy out of the present moment. It starts to feel like you're getting in your own way, and I don't want that anymore. I want to stop getting in my own way and start showing up for the version of me that's already here. I'm starting to realize that maybe I'm not behind in life, because in the future I keep imagining I make time for the things I love. I paint, I think about my art, I reflect, and I share it with you. And I'm already doing that, even now. Even with a full-time corporate job, even on the days where I don't feel motivated, I'm still showing up. And this version of me, the one that's sometimes tired or insecure or figuring things out, she's the one that's doing all the work. She's the one that's trying, so I don't want to be so hard on her all the time. I don't want to keep making her feel like she's not enough or like she's failing. I think I deserve the time and the space to grow. But I'm already who I want to be. I'm just on an earlier timeline. And I don't need to rush that. I just need to keep showing up, to be a little more patient, a little kinder. Because the truth is, I'm not going to stop. I couldn't even if I tried, because I love making art. And I want to remember that always. I want to protect that. I'm not doing it for the result. I'm doing it because it brings me joy, and that joy is not something I have to wait for. It's already here, so I'm not behind. I'm just early, and my journey is just starting. And the truth is, some days it's really easy for me to remember that, but there's other days where it's just going to be harder. Like, no matter how much I show up for myself, or how kind I am to myself, or how patient I am, I can still recognize that I have a long way to go. But don't worry, in this video I share with you how I deal with that feeling.